Hey, what's happening, everybody? I appreciate you coming and checking out my channel today. We're going to be getting into some hydrodipping, also known as water transfer printing. And basically, we're going to take an item, we're going to prep it, and we're going to dip it through some water and some film and put some graphics on it. Come with me and check out my process. Not claiming to be the GOAT or even a professional, but this is how I do it. One of my first things I like to do is find some films. There's tons of ways to find films. This is one film book here from one company. A lot of times I just go online and I order and my film comes in. Thousands of choices, and like I said, this is literally from one company. So basically you figure out what kind of film you want, you order it, it comes in the mail. So your film comes in various different containers and sizes. This is one that I've ordered and just came in, and I've got 5 different rolls of film here to choose from. We've got some anime, couple sticker bomb films. I got some purple cheetah, and we've got some carbon fiber liquid. Now, a lot of films, you can choose any base color to paint your item, and it's gonna show through any transparent parts of the film. So it's really cool because you can change the look of almost anything you dip by just changing the base color. Let's get into the next step. Next, you're gonna wanna have an item that you wanna dip and put some graphics on. Today I'm going to be working with this PS controller. I have hydrodipped it before. I used it making a silly video for another channel, and I slammed it down, so that was the results. But anyway, another subject. So you pick your item you want to dip, and then you got to get the item prepped. Most items need to have a base coat on them so the product will bond to it. When I'm doing simple stuff, I use simple paint. If I'm doing car parts or something like that, I use a spray gun and usually like an auto paint or something like that for my base, and primer, so forth and so on. But today we're going with that Krylon. All right, now you pick a color that you want. I've not yet decided what color I want. Now you got your item ready, and since I'm just redoing this one, I scuffed it up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get some paint on. You might have to do a couple coats. All right, so I chose a film. I went with kind of like a cartoonish sticker bomb. We'll open it up here and check it out and get it ready. Now, comes in a little roll. Everybody packages their stuff different. This company doesn't put it on like a cardboard insert or anything. They just roll it up. Some companies put it on a cardboard insert, but anyway, this is what I went with today. So that's what we're going to be using. Now you got to get this ready and set on the side that's going to go down to the water. So what you're going to want to do, just to make sure, is you're going to get your fingers a little wet, stick it to the film on a corner, and whatever side sticks to your finger is going to go down onto the water. So get your film rolled out to the amount that you want to use, and you're going to want to do a little bit extra. Why? Because you want it to bond, for one, all the way around your objects. For two, you want to have room for a little bit of mistake in the film. Air pockets, maybe a little water got on it, whatever the case may be, just give yourself enough extra room. So you see what I've got laid out right here? I'm going to cut it to size, get rid of the roll, get it out of my way. I'm going to tape around the film. That creates a border, because once I activate it and the film, the paint separates from the plastic that's dissolving, the paint can actually run. But if you tape it off, it's bordered in and it won't go anywhere. So you'll see what I'm talking about once we get it onto the water. But for now, I'm going to cut it to size, and I'm going to tape off my borders, and we'll be ready to get it onto the water. Make a small adjustment here. I start with a piece of tape to the top side. I'm going to back these down a little bit because I don't need quite so much. So I just basically start by taping off my borders. This is going to hold my film down. Right? An X-Acto knife is best. I got a bunch of different razors here because I just run through them and they're all over the place. So I'm going to get this roll cut out of the way, put it back up in the plastic to keep it from getting ruined, and finish taping off my border. All right, so we'll take the rest of the border off here. Sometimes you got to move quick because this film is a little sensitive at times and will just like curl up on you. Throw another piece here. It kind of moved on me there. I hate when that happens because it creates a little cup in the film, but that's alright. It pans out when you put it on the water. Alright, so we got it all taped off now. I'm going to cut this out to where nothing's sticky. Let me give you a quick view of what we got going on, and we'll get into our next step. Alright, now I'm just going to take my razor. I'm going to go along. I'm basically going to take the tape that I've laid down as the border, and I'm going to cut each piece in half and get it out of my way. That way I'm not going to have any part of the sticky tape on here, and I won't have, you know, so much extra nonsense that I don't need. Now, some people like to take their tape and film and slash through their film. I don't like to do that. I feel like it just causes too much running once you get going in your paint. But anyway, we'll get this all tape all taken off here, and she'll be ready to go. And we'll move you over to the dip tank, and we'll get her down onto that high quality H2O. Alright, so I do have these clamps here. Basically picked up these two pieces of metal right here, separate from the hardware store. Big bread bag clamp, glued it on, and bam, you got a film holder. I don't really need it. This is just a piece I can pick up and control and lay on top of the water without it messing up. These are more for like larger pieces, and it'll help you just transfer it. So let's move over to the tank and we'll make something happen. All right, so here we are at the tank. If you can notice, there is some debris floating on top of the water. So usually my tank has a current. I turn it on, it's gonna blow the debris across the tank and down into another chamber that filters and catches it and comes back through. I don't have that hooked up right now, so I use this filter right here. It's just a little piece of like that blue filter stuff you'd find for pools or whatever. And I kind of just get the top debris off the surface here. Run that a few times, set that in place, and now I can set my film down. I do have a lot of floaters, but they shouldn't mess with us too much. Now we're going to take the film. I'm going to use one clamp because it's being flimsy. But anyway, we're going to get this film onto the water. I'm going to do it nice and easy. You want to try to avoid air pockets. I have a huge one right there, you can see, but you can push them out. You can push them out easily, gently, whatever. And now your film's on the water. Basically, you're going to want to let film sit for 1 to 2 minutes, depends on the film, and you're going to watch it. If you look closely, you're going to see the film start to like wrinkle heavy, and then it's going to ease off the wrinkles, stretch out. When I activate it, it's going to gloss. It's going to look like just water here. So we're going to wait it out, and then we're going to dip our PlayStation remote. I'm going to run a couple pieces of tape actually right here, just so I can kind of maintain position. See, I got a couple air pockets. Again, that's why you kind of want to use an excessive amount of film. Room for error. Room for error. Some films are not as durable as others, but you can get in here and stretch it out a little bit, try to help remove some of these wrinkles that might happen, get rid of them air bubbles if you need to. But once I hit it with the activator, it's going to smooth out pretty good. But if there's some that look like they're pinched together, you do want to kind of get those out because that'll show. Alright, now it's doing its thing. You can see it's glossing over. It's getting thinner, like the plastic underneath that's holding the actual graphics is dissolving. I got a couple air pockets, but they're out of my way. I'm about ready to activate this film. Give it a couple more seconds. I'm gonna hit it with my activator. I'm gonna use a spray gun right here. I like my PSI at like 50. That's not enough to like blow a hole through my film. Anyway, here we go. All right. Couple passes with it. Just kind of learn what you're looking at. Now it's going to gloss over. It's doing its thing. You can kind of see it doing its thing. You take your controller and hold it wherever you can. And what you're going to want to do is dip this through nice and easy. Give it a slight angle, and that kind of helps it adhere and create less air pockets. Find you a good spot and get to dipping. Now, give it a little shake under here for effects. You're getting some gunk off too while you're at it. And that's what we're looking like. Pretty stellar ass PlayStation remote. Anyway, I'm going to let this sit for about a minute. I'm going to take it to the hose. I'm going to rinse it off for about 5 minutes, get all the gunk, any remaining plastics off of it, and then she'll be good to go. You can clear coat items, you don't have to. I recommend it if it's something for a car for sure, but this PS remote I usually just use to make videos. I will maybe, this one's pretty dope, I might just leave it and hang it somewhere, or I'll just dip it again. You know, I'll just have to strip it down, whether it's, you know, with lacquer thinner, or I just lightly scrub it again and repaint over it and get to town again. All right, here we are at the rinse part. I basically just use my garden hose and I rinse it off. This is all we're doing. We're just rinsing it off. Some people have like actual rinse stations. You can put it in your sink. The problem with using like your sink in the house or whatever is the activator really stinks. So some people can't really tolerate it. It's kind of a heavy chemical smell to have in your house, and it lasts a little bit. So anyway, I just kind of rinse it out here in the street with my hose. That's it. You rinse it off, put it together, you're golden. Check it out in a minute. All right, here we are back in the shop. We're on the dry rack right now, and this is what we're looking like. The PS remote came out pretty stellar. You can see all kinds of cool stuff on there. There's the front of the remote. Pretty dope. Here's the back. If I can get a grip of it somewhere. It's got some pretty cool stuff on there. Starbucks logo, pumpkins, King Kong. Just all kind of cool stuff. Anyway, we'll get her all back together. It should be looking dope. Here's our remote. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And we'll do some more of this.